Hello everyone and welcome back to Total Bardic Combat. Today we are on round 5 of our initial fight to see who will get our first ever Warlord's belt. And today we have the Triassic 5 versus the Heavy Pounders. In the bottom right, going clockwise, we have got the Stubby Dunker, the Axolotl Cutie, the Pterodacrobat, the Flame Gecko, and of course, the mighty Queen of the Ring herself, the T-Flex. In the top left corner, we have got Bulk Bogan, Footlock Baggins, Slamwise Gamgee, CM Guttersnipe, and of course, Centurion King. This is going to be a huge fight for the ages. Someone needs to get on the same level as the Green Bruisers who are currently winning this fight. And to do that, we're going to need a win. We are starting with the Axolotl Cutie facing off against Bulk Bogan. The Axolotl Cutie gets 4. Bulk gets 3. That is not quite as dreadful as I thought it was going to be. The Cutie is moving up into the middle of the ring just to make a massive, massive nuisance of itself. Bulk Bogan is going to respond by using the Bulldoze. He's moving straight in off the ropes. And he's just going to slam in for a total of only 3 successes versus 3. The Axolotl Cutie manages to dodge the attack. Going to try again, this time with just a straight punch. That punch is for 3. And the Cutie barely dodges it. He takes 1 point of damage. And Bulk Bogan is going to take some debuffs on the next round. In response, the T-Flex is going to move along and she's also going to bounce off the ropes to try and do a Cretaceous kick into the poor ogre. 3 coppers on the attack for 5 versus 3 silvers on the defense. That's only 3. That is going to be 2 damage and it's a crowd pleaser. The crowd do not like that. She gets no benefits as she then goes in for a bite. 2 golds and a copper for 6 successes versus again 3 silvers for 5. That is even more damage and he's now bleeding too. Following up on this, Footlock Baggins is going to get up onto the turnbuckle and is going to do a bowling bomb directly onto the Axolotl Cutie. They have become very, very aware of just how scary this thing is when it blocks up the entire middle of the field. He gets only 1 success. Oh no. And the Axolotl absolutely dodges that. Gonna have to go in now for a grapple attempt. That is 1 success. He gets +1 versus nothing. That is 1 whole damage. Oh, this is dreadful. He's gonna just have to do it again. He's got 1 last action point. For 1 success versus 1 success. He misses on that. Oh no. Oh no. This Axolotl is taking an axolotl amount of punishment. This is genuinely terrifying if you're a human fan today. While everyone on the Heavy Pounders tries to take down a tiny little axolotl, the Stubby Dunker moves up slightly and then bounces off to use the wall again on Bulk Bogan. That is 2 gold plus 1 on the attack for 5, 3 silvers on the defense for 4. That is a hit, and that is 3 damage. We've got 1 action point left. He's going to go in for the grapple. 2 silvers plus 1 for 2 versus a silver and a gold for 4. Not enough for a reversal, but it's still not enough to actually do any damage. Now that the Stubby Dunker is in the mix, Centurion King is going to run around the back and he's going to go for a leg lock. That is 1 silver and 1 copper plus 1 for 1. Oh no! Will this be reversed on 2 silver plus 1? Yes, it will. That immediately shuts down the rest of his actions, which is real bad. As the Gecko Fire Breather runs in and breathes fire down here. They are desperately trying to get rid of Bulk Bogan. It's 1 gold plus 1 success for 1 versus 3 silvers. That is not enough. He's going to do it again for 2 successes. You just cannot burn that ogre's massive hide. Becoming absolutely fixated on the axolotl, Slamwise Gamgee moves up to the turnbuckle and does a gigantic dive over. Everybody landing here in real dangerous enemy territory. So he can use his halfling. I love that name so much. 2 silvers and a copper. Gets 6 successes versus 3. Oh my god. It's hit. It only does 2 damage though. And that is -1 action and movement next turn. He's got to do everything he can now. He's just going to have to punch him. No, 1 success versus nothing. That is enough. Okay. The axolotl cutie is down. Slamwise Gamgee has 1 action point left to attempt a pin. So the defense is nothing. 1, 2, 3. The axolotl cutie is out of there. But it has taken basically the entire Heavy Pounders team to do it. Lastly, for the Triassic 5, the Pterodactyl is going to get up on the turnbuckle. It's going to dive down, hit poor Footlock Baggins in the back, bounce off and go straight into Centurion King, where he is hit for 5 with a defense of 2. That is 2 damage to both of these. It is. The damage is, nothing is particularly catastrophic yet, but on the human side, that is a lot of stuff building up now. Lastly, for this round, we have CM Gutterpunk, who is also getting up on the turnbuckle, and he is going to dive off with his skull-cracking elbow. That's 3 silvers. He really wants a hit right now. That's 4. He is facing against 2 gold plus 1 for 3. He has hit. He's hit for 4 damage. That is real good. And he is going to follow it up with a regular punch. Just 2 silver and a copper for 2. 2 gold plus 1. Is a defense, but not enough for a reversal. Wow, that has been an explosive round 1. And now it is time, as numbers often work, for us to go into round 2. As we go into round 2, it is time for the Gecko Fire Breather to go up against Bulk Bogan, who desperately wants to get the hit in before he's brought down. 3 successes versus 3 successes. The humans have the initiative, so Bulk Bogan does in fact win. Firstly, he is bleeding, and he is still bleeding. He really doesn't want to be here anymore. I think it's the only thing he can do in this situation is he is going to turn around for the fight we all want. Bulk Bogan versus the T-Flex. He's going to start with a choke slam. Oh, if this works. 1 gold and 1 silver. Gets 4. Grappling defense of 1 copper. For 3. That is 2 damage. But more importantly, that is a knockdown. Oh, oof. Unfortunately, that is all he can do this turn because of the stupid axolotl cutie. But still, that could be all he needs to do. The Gecko Fire Breather goes next and is going to attempt to burn Slamwise Gamgee and the poor ogre who just wants to go home at this point. First fire breath of takes 1 gold plus 1 for 3. Poor Bulk Bogan gets 4 and is fine. And Slamwise Gamgee only has 1 silver on his defense. That is nothing. It's only 1 damage, but it all mounts up as he does it again for 1 success. 3 dice on Bulk Bogan for 5. And 1 for Slamwise Gamgee. Slamwise Gamgee is fine. And honestly, from where he's standing, it is probably a good idea to just get 5 kicks into the downed T-Flex. There is nothing she can do to stop this. The defense counts as 0. And it is 1 dice plus 1. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Oh no, that's a lot of damage, but it's not enough. It is not enough, and she is now just going to get up for 1 action point. Honestly, before she drops, she may as well bite the Hobbit. That classic Hobbits versus T-Rex fight you always know so much about. Oh my god. Versus 2 defense. Yeah, she's beaten him by 4. That is 2 damage, and he's bleeding. I would honestly rather not, but oh my god. For her second attack, she's just gone into a blood frenzy as she's about to die. She's gonna go for Bulk Bogan. He's already bleeding, but who cares? Oh my god. Oh, that's a good defense. That is. There's 9 on the offense versus 5 on the offense. He does, after all that, 2 damage to him. And he probably wishes he was anywhere else right now. If he doesn't roll a cheer next time, He is going down. In retaliation, we're going high risk, high reward. As the pterodactyl goes up to the apron and comes back down over the top with the flying wing smash. It has jump, so it can get over poor Footlock Baggins there. It's only 1 silver plus 1 for 3 versus 3 silver defense. 5, yeah, no, he's fine. He's got, oh god, he's got 3 more action points left. He's just going to try and punch him. 2 successes versus 5. Second attempt, 2 successes versus 9. Okay, beaten by 7. That is a reversal of 2 damage, and he is knocked down. Oh no. Yep. I'm looking at the wrong one. The activation immediately ends, and then they are hit by their own attack. Plus 1 damage, so he takes 2 damage, but does not knock down. Still, that is half his health left. As Bulk Bogan just grabs his wing and smacks him in his own face with it. Trying to take down the Queen of the Ring now. CM Guttersnipe is going back up to the turnbuckle where he is going to dive off for another skull-shattering elbow. There's 3 silvers to hit. That is 7 successes versus 2 coppers and silver to defend. That's only 5. That is enough to knock out the poor lizard, Queen of the Lizards. He has got 1 action point left. He's going to go for it. She is KO'd, so she has no defense. 1, 2, 3. That the other dice doesn't matter. The T-Flex has been pinned. That is a second dinosaur out. Things are going very, very well for the heavy pounders right now. The Stubby Dunker is the only one left to go on the Triassic 5 side, and she's going to have to do something big. She's going to start by doing just grappling with Bulk Bogan. She gets 2 silvers plus 1 for 3 versus a gold and a silver for 3. She's going to attempt it again. She just needs 1 damage. She's got 3 actions left. 5 versus 4. She has beaten him. That is the last damage. He is down. She has 2 action points left. And she is absolutely going to try a pin for... That's no successes. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. She's going to have to try again. Bulk Bogan is making this as difficult as possible. Got a defense of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. No one is expecting that. The crowd is going mental up there at the top. As the Stubby Dunker just can't do anything to stop this ogre from doing whatever the hell he wants. The only people left are Footlock Baggins and, of course, Centurion King. Footlock Baggins is going to go first and is going to attempt to sleeper hold on the pterodactyl. He is going to get 1 success. He gets plus 1 versus 2. That is fine. He's trying again. That is 4 successes versus 2. That is 2 damage. He is down. He is KO'd. The only person left to go now is Centurion King, who is going to go down here. And he is going to pin a pterodactyl. The pterodactyl gets no successes. 1, 2, 3. The pterodactyl has been pinned. And now, Centurion King turns his steely gaze to the Gecko Fire Breather. He has got a fairly good grapple, being the grappler of the team. If he can do 4 damage in 3 action points, he can pin the Fire Gecko. 2 to start with versus nothing. That is 1 damage. 2nd action point. 4 versus nothing. That's 3. He can't pin him now, but he might be able to knock him out. 3 versus 2. Yes, the Gecko Fire Breather is down to 0 stamina and is knocked out as we go into round 3. As we go into round 3, it's going to be Footlock Baggins trying to outpace the Stubby Dunker. Footlock Baggins gets 1, the Stubby Dunker gets nothing. Oh no! Baggins is going to run around and try and pin the Fire Gecko before it can do anything. The Gecko gets 1. That is 1, 2, 3. No, he kicks out at 2.5. That is 0 for 1, 2, 3. The Fire Gecko is officially out of there. He's got 2 action points left. He's going to run all the way back here. And he is going to attempt an incredibly ill-advised sleeper hold on the Stubby Dunker. I hope this works. 1 copper plus 1 for 4. 2 silver plus 1 on defense. 4, 6. He's kind of just holding on to him. There's not much else he can do. The Stubby Dunker is going to keep attempting to pin Bulk Bogan before he can move on to anyone else. Nothing on the defense. 1, 2, 3. Bulk Bogan is out of there. It's not a complete clean sweep for the humans, but I've got a horrible feeling it's gonna be close. Continue trying to clean up. She is going to move down here, and she is going to take on Slamwise Gamgee with her Iron Claw Slam. She gets 2 silver plus 1 for a whole 1. He has a defense of 1 copper for nothing. She does hit. That is 1 damage, and more importantly, it is a knockdown. She's going to try something a bit controversial here. She is going for the pin anyway, because despite the fact he's not KO'd, Slamwise Gamgee is a small model and he's well under half health, so he only gets 2 dice. That's nothing. The Stubby Dunker needs 1 success on 3 dice. So we count 1, 2, 3. The Stubby Dunker does pin Slamwise Gamgee. The Stubby Dunker is the absolute powerhouse of this team, as she just marches her way through 2 wrestlers in 1 round. Moving up, CM Gutter Snipe goes into the ropes and comes straight off with a clothesline, getting, hopefully, that is 2 coppers and a silver. That is 5 successes versus 2 gold plus 1. That's 8 successes. He just bounces off the Stubby Dunker. There is very little he can do now from where he is. He may as well just try punching her. For 3 successes, he gets plus 1 versus 4. And lastly, 3 successes versus 5. She is an absolute tank. Oh no. Centurion King is also going to attempt a leg lock. Oh no, 1 silver, 1 copper plus 1 for 1 versus 2 silvers plus 1 for 3. He is absolutely does nothing. Might as well try it again. At this point, it's just trying to slow her down. That is 7. 7 versus 2. He's beaten her by 2. That is 2 damage. She's lost 2 action points. And she is shoved. She's going to go back 2 as well. That may not be the best thing, because that will mean she will be able to do a wall and run next turn. Except she won't. She doesn't have enough action points. As we go into round 4. These vultures are circling around the dinosaur, as this time Footlock Baggins is going to be circling up against the Stubby Dunker. Footlock Baggins gets 3. Dunker gets absolutely nothing. Footlock Baggins goes up to the turnbuckle and dives off for a bowling bomb. 2 silvers plus 1 to... No, 2 silvers to hit. Gets 4. It's 2 gold plus 1 on the defense. That is 5. The halfling just bounces off. Frankly, at this point, the only thing he even possibly has to do, he might as well just try some grappling. That's literally all he's got. So there's going to be no successes versus 3. No successes versus 4. That is a reversal. She has finished the... Oh no, she has finished this. I think she is simply going to turn around right now. Yeah, I mean, she's going to punch Footlock Baggins in the face. The only thing she can do, she's only got 1 action. 2 silvers versus 1 silver on the defense. She hits him. It's not much damage, but it's something, I guess. And yeah, there is very little left that she can do. Next up, CM Gut Snipe is going back up to the ropes and is going to go for a clothesline. It is 2 silvers and a copper. For nothing. This is going to be a reversal. 2 gold plus 1. Yeah, oh my god, that is. She beats him by 7 on the reversal. Yep, that he hits himself with damage plus 1. Luckily, a clothesline is only 1 damage, so he's down to 5 health, but it is also a knockdown attack, so he is down. Oof. Only person left, Centurion King, moving up. Gonna go for the leg lock. 1 silver and 1 copper. Gets 2 versus 2 silver plus 1. 1. Okay, that is a hit. That is 1 more damage, and most importantly, she is back down to only 1 action point next turn, which is huge. She's got 3 health left. There is not much you can really do in this situation. I think he's going to keep trying some grapples. It's silver and a copper plus 1 versus 2 silvers plus 1. Well, yeah. Oh, then can she reverse it? Nope. Last attack is no and no. She is still fine. She's down to 3 stamina as we go into round 5. It's the last round, and Footlock Baggins is again going to try and take on the Stubby Dunker. Well, 2 successes versus 2 successes. Luckily for their... Oh, no. Oh, no. The dinosaurs do have the advantage here, and in an attempt to not entirely embarrass themselves, the Triassic 5, specifically Stubby Dunker, is going to use her one action point to attempt to pin CM Guttersnipe. CM Guttersnipe gets 4 dice on this because he's still over half health. That is... that's 7. I only have 2 copper dice. I'm going to have to re-roll one of these. 7 versus 5. Okay. If I can roll a 3 on this dice, this will be a pin, and it won't be quite as much of an embarrassing curb stomp. 1, 2, 3. No, kicks out 2.5. He is absolutely fine. Seeing that, Footlock Baggins is going back up to the turnbuckle. He's going to jump back down for another bowling bomb. That is 2 silver, 4 to hit, 2 gold plus 1 on the defense. Ouch! That is 7 versus 4. He absolutely just bounces off. There is very little he can do now. He may as well just go for, 2 grapple attempts. He might roll really badly. 1 copper plus 1 for 3 versus... Oh, that is a failure. He's down to 2 health. He's got 1 more hit. Getting 4 versus 4. Still, that is 1 more damage. Every point of damage is huge now. This is it. We're into the last bit. The humans all just activate. There is nothing the Stubby Dunker can do to stop them. I mean, screw it. He's just going to get up for 1 action point, and he's just going to start punching him, going wild in the face. That sounded bad, you know what I mean? Getting 3 versus 5. Second action. Gets 4 versus 2, but he can re-roll it. It's very rarely comes up, but Stubby Dunker can re-roll defense. 4 versus 4. The 5 versus 4. That is another point of damage. He's got no action points left. The only person left now is Centurion King, who is going to have to attempt. Yeah, he's gonna have to attempt just grappling. Honestly, he's gonna have to try grappling. Copper and a silver plus 1 for 4 successes versus 6 successes. Second action, 3 successes versus 6 successes. Third, 4 successes versus 7. That's still not enough for reversal. There's only 1 last attack now. It may KO him, but it will not. He will not be able to pin. 4 successes versus 5. The Stubby Dunker stays up as time is called. Greetings, mortals. I am here with Bulk Bogan of the Heavy Pounders. Bulk, you are on 2 wins, as are the Green Bruisers. But the Green Bruisers still have a game in hand. How do you feel? Well, Mike, I'm going to be honest with you. It bruises a little bit that we're not going to have a guaranteed win right now. We can only hope the Lords of the Ring do well next week, and we'll just have to see. I will say that if someone's got to win, The Heavy Pounders and the Green Bruisers were the original OG teams for RUMBLESLAM, and it's nice to see we can still hold our own against the more modern teams with all of their flips and tricks. Indeed. Do you have any messages for any viewers at home? Indeed I do. Stay in school, kids. It's good for you. Indeed. Well, until next time, immortals, thank you for watching and have a good evening.